Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. But if you're new here, thank you for joining us. So today I'm going to be doing the trending koroba style but as a jumbo knotless box braids. So I'll be using a full lace wig for this unit, and what I've done first of all is I like to prep the hair. I've gone ahead and I've plucked out the edges of the hair because I wanted it to look as natural as possible. And right now I'm sectioning out baby hairs because the client of this wig actually requested for baby hairs on this wig. So what did I like to do is I like to section out my parts first of all before even braiding, because I want to have a perfect work and I like to see what I'm patting out. I want to be sure that everything is equal, it's of the same size, and I spread out the hairs evenly, because I've realized that in the past when I've tried to just do it and start braiding from the back and to the top, I realized that sometimes it ends up not being equal, or I just like to pat it down. The best thing for you to be sure that way when you pat it down, if you make any mistakes, you can go back and correct the patterns, because you haven't braided any braids yet. I hope you understand what I'm trying to explain. So I'm just sectioning out my parts before going into braiding the wig. So I'm sectioning now. You want to go step by step from the back. I've done the back, I've parted the back out, and I'm just sectioning out the braid parts. You want to go from the back and work your way upwards. Make sure that you section out all the parts of the braids. So I've done that, and then the next thing I want to do is I want to go back to the behind from the beginning. So I want to start braiding now. So what you want to do is you make sure that, because it's a wig, it's a full lace wig, and I'm just trying to mimic the hairline of a human being, you just want to pluck out some parts of it. The density of the hair is so full and it might look so not natural, and I'm just trying to have a natural feel for these braided wigs. I mean, I know it's a braided wig, we know it's a braided wig, but can you try and as much as possible make it look like not a braided wig? So I'm starting my knotless braids now. I'm just doing the knotless. You know how you start a knotless, you start braiding the actual hair first before you go ahead and keep joining your extensions. So today I used the expression extension, and that's what I just did. So you see how I'm just going braid by braid, one after another. You see, it's easy for me because I already have the parts cut out for me, and I'm just working on what I already parted out. Remember, I said the density of the full lace was actually too much. It was giving bulky, so that's why I'm just thinning it out by um plucking out excess hair from each section of braids, and I'm just going ahead and I'm doing my knotless. That's what I'm just doing. Maybe I'm gonna do an in-depth tutorial showing you how I actually do a slow down tutorial and showing you how I do knotless braids so that you can get. But today this video is just about showing you how to do the trending koroba style but as a knotless braids. So that's what I'm just doing. I'm just going, you just want to braid. You see how it's easy for me because I already parted out the lines and everything is just going so well for me and easily. I just need to loosen the braid out and just do what I have to do. So I'm still braiding. You just want to go one after the other. Take your braids out. You want to pluck the lines between each braid. You want to pluck out excess hair from each braid because, like I said, the density of the full lace was so much that I didn't need that much. I want it to mimic a human hair and look as natural as possible when my client wears it on her head. So that's what I'm just doing. I'm just thinning it out. I've plucked it out, I've thinned it out, and I'm about to braid now. And always remember that when you're doing jumbo braids, especially as the wig, you want to always work with your braiding jam. That helps you to have all hair in place, and you know that you're not getting any flyaways, or is it flyaways or flyovers? Yeah, I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. So yeah, that's what you just want to work with your braiding jam and ensure that you slick down the hair perfectly and it's neat. So that's what I'm just doing. You can see how neat my knotless braids are. These are jumbo braids, by the way, knotless. So I'm just doing, I'm braiding, but you just want to braid generally, nothing too serious. So guys, and I really do hope you guys enjoy my videos. Please remember to subscribe to my channel. Please, 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 please. This keeps me going. I see all the subscriptions. I'm so happy. I thank you guys so much. Thank you for subscribing to my channels. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for your likes. Please keep supporting me so that I'm going to keep dropping more videos. This is what keeps me going. This is what encourages me to do more and more and more and more. So guys, yeah, still braiding. You see how I'm just going from line by line, just doing the exact same thing I did at the back. Nothing too serious. I've not done anything different from what I've done from the back. The same thing that I did from the very first braid is what I'm doing on this particular braid right now. I've got 2 lines. This is like the third row now that I am on, and you just want to work your way to upwards. You start from the behind and work your way upwards. That way it's easy for you. It just makes work easier for you, because when you have a section out already, you don't have to start calculating, oh, where do I part next, what do I do next, what do I do? You understand? So it's already parted out for you. All you just need to do is just braid, and braid. And that's just what I'm doing, just braiding. You can see my lines, they're so clean. You just want to make sure that everything is clean. You want to pluck out where you do not like hairs. If you know that there's a particular hair that is there and then you don't need it, you want your lines to be visible and clean and neat. You just make sure that you pluck out that part out. It gives you a flawless look, and when your wig is ready, it is perfectly on the client's head and it's so beautiful. So I'm just braiding. You see, I'm just taking my time, making sure that the lines are straight and plucking out the density. Like I said earlier, the hair is so full and I did not need so much density for the braids that I was doing. So I'm just plucking it out using my braid gel, using my small edge brush to comb it out, doing my knotless braids. It's just the same thing that you've done at the back that you want to do and work your way up with. So yeah, just braiding here, and soon enough I'll be done braiding the entire hair. You want to make sure that I like to braid the entire wig first. When I finish braiding, I might not braid the entire way through. I just braid like halfway, I drop, then I go to the next braid, I braid halfway, and then I drop, and I just do that. So when I'm done braiding the entire thing halfway, then I start all over and start from the very first one that I did from the back, and I just walk my way through and braid till the end. This way I'm sure that I'm getting the exact length. It's just easier for me. That's how I find it easy. That's how I think. That's the way. That's what works for me, and I think it might work for you too. So that's what I'm just doing. So after I'm done braiding the entire wig, the next thing that I want to do is try to do the roll up. I've done the entire wig. I've braided everything to the end. You see what I'm just doing? You just want to start by rolling the end of the braid. You see I'm just going slowly. You want to roll it in a circle. I'm going anti-clockwise. It doesn't really matter. It depends on where you're facing. You could be facing clockwise or you could be facing anti-clockwise. Right now I'm facing anti-clockwise, and you just want to keep rolling the braids. Make sure that it's tight. Make sure that it's firm. You want to hold a grip. You want to have a grip on this roll. You just want to make sure that it's very tight so that it doesn't loosen. When you've rolled, you roll and roll and roll. Then you go in with your needle and thread. You see how I'm doing it? Like you just go in. Make sure that it goes through all braids. Make sure that your needle passes through the entire braid that you've rolled. That's what I'm doing from one end to the other. That's what you see how I'm rolling, and I'm just passing the needle and thread through the braids, the entire circle, the entire rolled braids. That's just what you want to do. This is the needle and thread helps to secure and put the rolled braids in place. You want to make sure that you check it, make sure that you're satisfied with what you've rolled, make sure that you're satisfied with what you've tacked, because you want to make sure that it's firm and it's tight and it is clean, neat. You want to always make sure that you do a neat job. That's just the essence of doing these things. Like what is what doing is what doing well. You want to be very careful so that you do not poke yourself, and you want to also be careful and make sure that you're doing the right thing and that the thread does not unravel and your braids drop. You just want to do the right thing, because we're still going to dip this in water, and you know what water does to braids? It makes it so weak and it just gets really soft. So you want to make sure that you tack it so well, you tack it neatly, you tack it tightly, and you tie it well and it's in place and nothing takes it apart. You make sure that it's really secure. And I use my scissors to cut the thread. You see how I'm just molding and I'm checking, I'm seeing that. You see how beautiful this roll is. This is what you want to do to the entire wig. I'm doing another roll now. You want to go around a little bit. You see I'm putting the thread. You can start from the very beginning by putting your needle and thread if it makes it easier for you. I'm doing another method for you now. You want to go as you're rolling, you're going through with the needle and thread. You can either roll like a while before going in with the needle and thread, as long as you have control over the circular, should I call it a circular thing or a round thing? As long as you have control over it, whatever works for you. So I'm just showing you the two ways that you can roll it. You can be going as you're rolling, you're using your needle and thread to tack it down, or you could roll a while before using the needle and thread to tack it down. So yeah, that's just what you want to do. You see how I'm rolling and I'm just using the needle and thread to tack it down, make sure that it's in place. That's just all you want to do. Make sure that it is neat, make sure that it is tidy, make sure that your thread is tight, make sure that what you're rolling is firm, make sure that it doesn't unravel, make sure that when it gets in hot water and it gets soft, that it doesn't loosen. You just want to make sure that the tacking is tight, it's firm, and the braids are in place. That's just all you have to have at the back of your mind. When you do this rightly, then you have no issues. So for this rolling, the way I'm doing it, it's not of equal length. Some are longer than the other, some are short. It's just, you just want to freestyle. Actually, there's no particular way that I can explain that part, but you just want to use your discretion how you want it. It doesn't have to be equal. If you want everything to be the same length, that's fine, depending on what you're trying to achieve. And if you want them to just be like, some are short, some are long, you just want to play with it. You want to do what you want to do. Just play with it. Just make sure that it's fine and you're doing it right. That's all that matters. I've wrote that too. And I'm just making sure I'm checking that I've done it well, and I'm tacking it tightly and make sure that it's well done. And after I've done all of that, this is what it looks like, guys. Can you see how they're so firm and they're so tight? And after that, this is what the wig looks like, guys. Can you see the scalp of that wig? It looks like it's growing out of my head. Guys, this is what your braided wig needs to look like. When I was trying to explain to you that you need to make sure that it looks as natural as possible. We all understand that it's a wig, but what trying to make sure that it's as natural as possible. So okay, guys, we'll come to the end of this tutorial. I hope that you really learned the thing. Thank you for watching. Until my next video, bye.